Hello, beautiful souls out there. How are you? I hope all of you are getting out in nature like Starlight is. And what a beautiful day. I'm just going to show you really quick how it is out here. Look at this beautiful path right here. And this is Starlight's kind of hiking here. Starlight loves, and that's where Starlight came from. So Starlight won't go too fast with this camera and make it dizzy. So yes, I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And come on, want to go hiking with Starlight? You know, this one's on God. Uh, I say that, but yes, this one is on God. And I love you so much. And I hope you're getting out. Bring your family out. The weekend's almost here. So make sure, you make time to get out and take a hike. Bring your family or your pets, your dog, not your turtle or your cat. Maybe you want to take your cat out. But anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't be afraid, don't be shy. Swing by and say hi, Starlight, by leaving a comment down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can also share my videos with your family, your friends. Um, let's see, a snake or a frog. And you could check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we go. All right, so out here, whoopsie, sorry, Starlight is going to read a little bit. So yes, before I get started, is thank you, all of you who are loving and supporting Starlight, who watch my videos or give me a thumbs up, or even leave me a comment, or even share my videos, and who subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. And if you have any pets and you would like to share them on my YouTube channel, please, you could do that and send it to my Instagram or my Facebook, and that is Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So today video is I'll tell you, it's about taking your power back. It's about facing your fears. It's about, you know, facing things and standing up for things that you believe in. So hang on, here we go. So in our reality here, because we've been lied to and programmed, is there's a lot of things that are going on in the world that's not really, it's not right, what is going on in the world with a lot of things. And so, but, there's things that we can do, and this is beautiful here. This is, God's land here. I might have to make a recording of a song for you. Starlight wants to sing for you, and I have to figure out how to do that, but I would love to sing a song for you guys. But this land is so beautiful, but this land is God's land. A lot of people want to claim that it's their land, because, they sell it to people and all that. And that's not the way God intended this to be, This is for all of us to share. And there's times that we're going to have to, stand up for things that we believe in this world, and this reality is to face your fears. I'll tell you what, right now, I think Starlight's got a set of balls, and these are like brass balls or something. So, and it's because, you know what? I am growing, and I'm asking God, please, God, use me, There's times that we're going to have to face some uncomfortable things in our reality, in our life, to stand up for things that we don't believe in, and stand up, to really make changes in the world. And that means that we're going to have to get a set of balls, and it's not, Starlight is definitely changing quick, growing fast, because I've been doing that inner work. And look at this beautiful bridge. So this is beautiful. So Starlight is out here enjoying this, and I'm out here. It's kind of funny. God sent me out here at this beautiful hiking place. I've never been here before. So, it is, they got a lot of rules out in this world, and you're not really supposed to be going by all the rules and laws that they have in this land. And that's why we have to, like question these things and challenge things at times, like as far as what goes on in the world. And so I really love all of you. And, there's going to be people that you're going to have to face in your reality. And, it could be, you could be in a really badass, relationship. And there's a lot of people that are in toxic relationships, but they got too comfortable and they're afraid to speak up because it's that toxic. It's that toxic. They're afraid to speak up. They're afraid of all the what ifs and how they're going to respond. But you know what? We're all being tested all the time on an, throughout our life, is, are we gonna, be that lion? Like this was the 8/8 Lions Gate portal for this month of August. Are we gonna turn in that lion, or are we gonna put our tail between the back of our legs, and run away from things in life? And this is what, God sent me out here for a reason, and how I know this is because I was at a park, and God does things in a mysterious ways. No one really can understand the way the universe works or God works or whatever. And I was at a park and I had my paperwork all set up at the park. And it was my first time at that park. And God was actually chasing me out. God didn't want me to be at that park. And it's kind of funny, the energy wasn't that good anyway at that park. I was trying to be friendly and kind to the people, and I really didn't get, much response from those people. So I was like, oh, that's odd, say hi to somebody, they don't want to even say hi, So there are times that God is going to tell us to do something, but you got to pay attention to how God does this, How does God communicate with us? I'll tell you what, Starlet was out there. The energy was not that great. And before I know it, the sprinklers went on. And I've gone to lots of parks all the way from Albany, New York, all the way to here. In one park, out another park, in this park, that park. And gone at benches everywhere. Well, this place, without Starlight knowing, there was no signs to let me know, is the sprinklers came on. And it just blew right over. I mean, like, I didn't even have time. By the time I heard the sprinklers turn on, which there was, who would ever think that the sprinklers would actually hit you right at the picnic table? So this is how God actually communicates with us, is God saying, Starlight, no, that's not what I want you to do today. I got something else for you to do today. So that's how God moves us, is when, so don't fight against those things. Don't try to stay there, and be determined that, no, I'm going to stay at this park anyway. Maybe Starlight knew instantly, God does not want me here. God wants me to do something else this morning. And I haven't really gone hiking out in this area. So, there's things that I had to let go of. Like I made that video the other day, is about, are you holding on too tight? Which actually it's kind of out there right now without a, I don't know if it's out there right now because sometimes my phone does some crazy stuff, is it uploaded without me even uploading it. So, and it didn't have a thumbnail. So if you watch that video about holding on too tight, so that's what this morning was about, is I'm asking God to help me out. I'm really pushing the boundaries in my life, pushing through this matrix, the lies and the programs that we've been, taught to believe to be a certain way, and we got to follow these rules and all this stuff. So I'll tell you what, you got to have a pair of balls. And guys, you already got a, set of balls, but women, you got to get balls too, If you want to take your power back, you got to you got to grow a pair of balls, And that's what this is about. It's about really being that lion. Like this is the 8/8 portal month here, the Lionsgate portal, and that's taken your strength back. You know, you might be going through stuff right now for this 8/8 portal month here, and you might be wondering, what's up with me? How come? It's because of that energy that's flowing. You might be facing things right now in your reality that you never faced before. You might be getting tired of being tired, you know, where this is a great time to stand up for what you believe in, you know, to, like I said, grow a pair of balls, you know, because you're going to have to really ask God to give you the strength that you need. You know, I was talking to God this morning and saying, God, please use me today, you know, take me out of the way so you can fully use me. You know, when you do that, I'll tell you what, expect the unexpected. You know, God is going to challenge us all the time on different ways and see how serious we are about giving ourselves over to God. And so it takes a lot to let go of your expectations and other people's opinions, to really just let go and let God do things in your life. So it's about facing people that you have a hard time with. You know, it's about standing up for your rights and other people, you know. So this video is to help you that you are stronger than what you think. You have what it takes, only if you believe in it. If you don't believe that you're strong, you know, and you think that you're weak, or you believe that you're weak, ask God to give you the strength that you need to face whatever it is that you're dealing with. You know, ask God to please give me the courage that I need to face, you know, the things that are going on in my life. Help me to have that boldness that I need to be able to not to back away from something, but to face it right on, and let love guide you, not fear. It is so important. You know, Starlight did some crazy thing today because I believe that's what God wanted me to do. You know, so Starlight is out here. I'm able to enjoy this beautiful land that God gave us. This is what God gave us. It wasn't for the man to overtake it. But believe it or not, Starlight's got a ticket on her car, and I'm out here and enjoying this hiking trip. You know, God wanted me to do what I did, and it takes balls to, you know, go face to face with a park ranger or even a police officer. You know, and that is what there's times that you might think Starlight's crazy. What's wrong with Starlight? Is she on some kind of drug? No. I'm doing what God wanted me to do this morning. God guided me out to this place this morning to do exactly what I did. You know, and we need to take that power back. You need to take your power back, you know, and let go of those old versions of yourself, you know, and embrace a new version of yourself that's more powerful and able to get you through anything with God's help. You can't do this on your own. You need God to help you out in this life. You know, so we need to ask God, please give me the strength to get through the things that I'm going through today. Enjoy. So you're going to have to really, you know, face your fears instead of running away. You know, I'll tell you what, Starlight definitely did grow a pair of balls this morning. Like I definitely got an upgrade over the night because God hears me. God knows what I desire in my life. And I ask God, please use me. Please guide me. Please help me to break free of those old patterns. Break free from those limiting belief systems that I've had my whole life. You know, I took this coming out here today, you know, I had to let go, you know, of thinking that I can't go out for a hiking trail today. God pushed me today because I am willing, I am surrendering myself to God. God knew my thoughts. God knew that I didn't want to go anywhere hiking because of the gas money. But you know what? I let go because I'm pushing through these self-limiting belief systems that tells me that I can't go for that hike, Starlight. You know, I can't go there because, you need that money. God's going to give it all back. I am letting go. I'm pushing myself harder and harder every day because I'm breaking through. I'm breaking through. I'm breaking through all the lies and the bullshit that I've been told, all the old programs that don't serve me anymore. You can do this, but it doesn't happen overnight. This is when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Are you dealing with stuff at work, and you're tired of being treated that way? We all have a choice. If you like the company that you're working at, but then you feel like you're being used or abused in some form, like being a slave or not getting paid, you need to be that lion. You need to roar, and you need to let them know, like, you know what? You got to know what you're worth. What are you worth? Are you worth where you are? Or do you know that you're worth more? And that's where, we're being tested all the time. Are you going to be that lion and use your voice? Or are you going to tuck your tail between your legs and go the other way and just, put up with shit? You have a choice at your job. You can confront your boss. I know somebody right now, they don't know it. I could see it. They got a big wake-up call coming. They've been chasing the dollar bill, not realizing that, things don't look really good for that person right now. They moved out of, they moved away, they moved out of state, moved their whole family for a company, and that person has just been running the whole time, running here, running there, And now things don't look so great. Now they're acting like, they're not going to be able to take care of that person. Well, see, you got to be careful. There's companies, they're all about themselves. And they might have paid for all these trips, but then they're missing out on family time. They miss their families, but they feel so locked in. So it's so important to use your voice. Don't let people, just run over top of you because you think that they can. No, you don't have to let them. Don't let them run you over. If you believe family time is more important than that dollar bill, then you better do something about it, because that company is you're going to be tested. What is more important? Is it the dollar bill or your family? So don't let people overtake you. Take your power back. Are you dealing with a relative? Are you dealing with people in your life? Like that are treating you, mistreating you, using you. You don't have to put up with that. You use your voice that God gave you. If you don't think you can do it, ask God for help. Ask God. Because I'll tell you what, today I did something I never thought I would do. It wasn't me. It's because God is doing something. It's not me. I might have a ticket on my car, and I don't, I'm not worried about that. God, all I need to do is let go. God is going to take care of all this. It's a stand up. Jesus went through a lot, and we're going to go through a lot of the, standing up, about things. Jesus went in at the churches, wasn't pleased with what was going on. This is the kind of energy that we need to have. He was the example. God was teaching us that we do have power. But, there's some churches, they don't really talk a whole lot about Jesus' power and that we can do the same thing. So you got to be careful of the kind of churches that you go to. And, we need to take our power back by using our tongue. God gave you a tongue for a reason. God gave you a voice for a reason. Don't let people shut you out. Don't let people shut you up. Don't let people run your life. You're the one. You're the one that can do this. You're the one that can take your power back. Like I said, I'll tell you what, overnight, something happened. I woke up this morning like a whole new girl. Because you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of the things that I see in this world. And, God, you can ask God for help. If you don't think you got what it takes, like I do. I was talking to God in my car as I was driving. I am powerful. Because I'm telling you what, I'm just getting a taste of what God has got. This is just a starting point of what I'm experiencing in my life right now. And God has used my mentor, Infinite Waters, and to help me to see that I am powerful. And so I've learned a lot being under him for all these years, learning to take my power back, learning to face my fears. And you could do the same thing, but you know what? You got to face those fears now. Instead of just putting it off. That's what we do a lot of times. We put things off. No, because you're letting fear get in the way. Oh, you know what? You get upset and get frustrated about things. And then when you're face to face to it, you don't say shit about it. You're like, I'm not ready yet. It's because you're letting fear run you. You can ask God, please give me the strength. I'm going to go to work today and I'm going to talk and I'm going to say, you know what? I've been working extra hard at this company. I deserve a raise. I really do. I deserve a raise. I deserve, I've been really putting the hours in. So you do have to be that voice in the world and be that lion. Take back your voice. Take back your power. God wants to use you. But are you going to ask God, hey, God, can you, I want you to use me. I want you to, use me. I want to get out of the way so you can use me. And God will. God will teach you things like, I'm just starting out on this journey. It's a beautiful journey. I could have had every excuse not to go out here and enjoy all of this. I refuse to pay $8 to go out here and do this, because there's other places all around that I've gone to that is really beautiful, and I didn't have to pay for anything. So they say all these things, but they don't understand that we've been lied to. The park ranger, he's been lied to. They say we don't have enough money to fund the place. That's a crap. They got all that money to put on war and all that shit that doesn't even, that's destroying us. If they took that money that they put all on the military and put it on hiking places and homeless people and healthcare and all these other important things in the world, this world would be a better place. But no, they want to put that money out on the military. The money, they say there's not enough money. There's people taxpayers pay for hiking places and parks. But they say there's not enough money for people to come out here and enjoy life. Get out and hike, get with nature, get with God. So yeah, I got a parking ticket on my car from the ranger here. That ranger, you know what? He didn't want to listen to a word I said. I said, they should have something on the website to let me know that they're going to charge. It should just pop right off the page to let me know that you got to pay $8 to come here. So some of you might be confused. Like I said, they got money for war, but where's the, is that really where we want to put our taxpaying money on, is war? Why not on places, helping people out, instead of putting it on a bunch of machines to destroy people? The taxpayers' money should go on other things like helping people out in the world, hiking places and health, for people to get better health in their life.
Tubby, take the picture with me and
Oops,
that in the
sorry.
background. Okay.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
I'm glad to see all of you out here.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry. So yeah, they say that there's not enough money to put out at parks and hiking places, but like I said, they got all that money for military stuff. If they took that money for the military stuff and put it on hiking trails and put it on the homeless people and put it on healthcare, you know, what do you think? You know, should they really take all the taxpayers' money on the military stuff? That's why Starlight stood up today. I'll tell you what, balls of steel here, because I don't agree with what they're doing, because that, you know, this land is for all of us to enjoy. This land is not their land. See, that trooper, the park ranger, he didn't want to even talk to me. He was more concerned about writing me a ticket. He wouldn't even listen to me. And I just let it go. I treated him with respect. You know, I would have never done this, but God had me do this. And I'm out here to enjoy this hike. You know, yeah, it's scary. You bet your ass it's scary. You know, I asked God to give me the strength and the courage. You know, that guy thought I was out here just, he was watching me. The guy lied to me. He watched me. He was parked waiting for me because he told me that I had to pay, and I just parked my car in a different spot. And then he turned around and he came back to the same spot waiting for me to leave my car to go for a hike. I'll tell you what, it takes balls. All I did was wait below a hill waiting for him to come back out and go right to my car. Once he thought I went into the hiking trail, he came right out to check out my car to see if there was a ticket, you know, if I paid for a parking fee. And I gave him a ticket, all right. I gave him a note on the car that God put on my heart to put there. This land belongs to my father. It's not man's land. They stole this, you know? So yeah, it takes balls. I've never done that in my life. It's because God is not pleased with the things that are going on in the world and where the money is going. So you got to take your power back. Stand up for things that you believe and don't worry about it. God's going to take care of all of it. You know, it's fear that stops us, you know, from using that voice. Now, I don't know what your issue is and what you're dealing with in your life. You know what? We got to face our fears. You want to grow? You want abundance flow in your life? You want the desires of your heart to flow in? Guess what? You got to be that lion. You know? Hang on, I got to... You really do. You know, is to take your power back. You're like, give me that. That is exactly the attitude that you need. Give me that. I am taking back my power. You know, we have been asleep, you know, we have been asleep in this, you know, in this world. And it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up to really see what's going on. You know, I actually back there, I had a lady smile and she thought that was wonderful. She didn't say anything, but her smile was like, yeah, you think these people want to pay, you know, $8 every time they go out for a hike somewhere? You know, is that the money that taxpayers are paying to put out, you know, where is it going? You know, there's a lot of other things that this world needs. We don't need the machine guns. We don't need the military, you know, going out there to fight, you know, and to cause more of a problem. It never solved anything out here in this world. I've talked to many military men and women. They're upset because they see the truth. They were lied to and they were deceived. So, you know, we need to take our power back. We need to be a voice out there. Things that you don't like, things that, you know, God will help you to get the courage. I have never done this in my life, to go up to a park ranger and say my piece, you know, like say what I want to say. And he lied. He acted like he wasn't there waiting for me, and his words were just, his energy and everything was totally off. You know, I could say, you were just here, You drove away, but you came back and you just parked there, you know, facing my vehicle, you know? So don't believe the lies that people tell you. Have that courage to say, you know, you were watching me, you know, because once I headed, you know, I made it look like I was in the woods. I made it look like I was going on a hiking trail, but no, I just stood there watching him. He could have talked to me and listened, but no, he was too busy writing out a ticket. He wouldn't even hear me out. He didn't want to be bothered. So anyway, I do love all of you, and you got to take your power back. Hello, this is Starlight again, and I just wanted to share with you really quick about like what I was talking about in this video is that they say that there's not enough money, and that's why they charge for parking. So here we go. Okay, so Starlight is out here, and this is where you would have to pay for the parking for $8. So the reason why I want to make this is because I have traveled from New York, Albany, New York, all the way to Miami, and all the way through like Kansas, Colorado to California. And I've gone on several hiking places all the way through. Now, the park ranger was saying that, you know, they charge $8 because, you know, they don't get enough money from the government to help take care of things, but they do have enough money to pay for a park ranger that goes around and puts tickets on people's cars for not paying. So my other thing that I'm doing right here, I've never seen this on any hiking trail that I've ever gone to my whole entire life. And here, they don't have enough money, but they have a spot, because I've never seen this. They have a spot for people who have electric cars to park their cars here. Now I'm wondering, how come this particular place that says they don't have enough money, how can they afford buying this when I've never seen one of these at any hiking places that I've gone to, you know? So really, do they have money or don't they have money? Because I've never, all the hiking places that I've gone to, I've never seen one of these things out here where a person with an electric car can come out here and charge their car while they're out here. So that is just a little point out here on this. So anyway, thank you for your time. Starlight. Now, you know, don't put it off tomorrow. That's when nothing happens. You know, if we put, oh, you know, I'll do that tomorrow. It ain't happening. So you got to take your power back now. Work on different things in your life when you're tired of people. Use your voice, but in a good way that you can use your voice. We don't have to yell and scream, but say what you need to say, and you know, God will take care of the rest. I love you so much, and what a beautiful day. So yeah, this is how we can make things happen, is by standing up and being a voice out there. That's what I am, as a voice to the voiceless, you know. So I do. So how is it right when all these people that come out here pay their taxes to help out the parks, but then they got to pay more money to come out and park at the parks, right? So anyway, I do love you so much, and you could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you could share this video with your family or friends. How about a park ranger? Yes, you could share my videos with a park ranger that just wants to put a ticket on your car, you know. So yes, you can share my videos with them, or let me see, I did see a deer this morning and a lion. You know, yes, share this video with a lion, and you can also check out my playlist. Plus, find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you all, and you know what? God's gonna take care of all this stuff. See, it's fear that stops you. It's fear is what pulls you back. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.